Okay, here we are. So, welcome back. If you're watching this live or archived, doesn't matter, you're welcome. Yes, so let's get right over to Trainz. There we go. And this is what we were working on last time. We put in some more tracks over here, some sheds, the road. Also we put this road in down here. And we also worked on this pit here. I don't know if we're going to fill this entire pit with equipment or maybe some boulders as well. We'll see. Hi Slovak. Welcome to my stream. I really enjoyed your stream. That's okay. So that's okay. Good. So, what to do next? I remember I placed down, well, first of all, I need to put on the no payware filter. And I remember that I placed down these cranes, like over here, and some over here as well. So that, because I wanted to put some, like, warehouses or some buildings like that over here in these locations. So we might do that, or maybe we'll put down some more. I think I'll put down some more things in the pit and kind of get this a bit more finished. Okay, so first, let's see. Maybe they'd have some sort of office down there, like a foreman's office. Let's see if there are any things like that. Building in, yeah, like that maybe, kind of like that. Incident prevention begins with you. Incident prevention begins with you. Accident forms must be filled in. I think I'll place this down somewhere. As for the inside of the mine, I really recommend more equipment. I also think you should place boulders and like storage for stone and equipment. Maybe some small office building. Yes, that's what I was thinking as well. Good recommendation. Right, so I think that this one's probably good. We've got this one, although this one looks a bit more, like a bit older. Not the asset itself, but just where it's from. And then we've got an actual foreman. I think we can place him somewhere. Maybe looking down, literally overseeing the goings-on in the mine. I don't know if he's supposed to be standing that close to the edge, but I'm sure it's fine. Also, here's a fun thing to do. I'm going to name this guy something, and I want you to suggest a name, please, if you want. Right, so this office... Well, let's see, so if trucks come down there, then we'll probably have... well, let's see. I was going to say that we might have sort of the office building thing over here, where it's near the entrance, where they come down. But if that's where they're currently digging, then it would make more sense that they'd already have planned for that and have put it somewhere over here, where they could leave it longer without it being dug away or dug under. But from here you might not see it as well. Okay, well, tell you what, I'm just going to put it over here, probably. I think it's fine to be over here. Well, safety wasn't that much of a thing back in the 60s. Yeah, you're right. You are right. Let's call him Michael McMineface. Okay, sure. I think I know why they hired him. Michael or Michael? Probably Michael if it's... oh, well, I guess it can be pronounced either way. Okay, there we go. So now if we zoom out, you've got that on there. Pronouncing either way is good, yeah. Okay. And just imagine what he's saying. Also, how tall is this guy? About as tall as the first-person camera. Only, oh yeah, he is blurry because I've got the post-processing effects turned up to ultra. Although you do get a pretty good view from up here. Okay, so we've got the sort of foreman's building over here. And imagine that this is where maybe some trucks, if some of this stuff is going to be carted off somewhere else by road, maybe they'd come down here. Kind of like that. If you've played Euro Truck Simulator, which I know you have, there is that one quarry object, that industry that they've used for so many games. They've used it in Euro Truck Simulator 2, in UK Truck Simulator, I think also in Euro Truck 1, maybe even. I think maybe in some of the long haul games as well, also Extreme Trucker maybe. That one quarry, do you know the one I mean, where you go down sort of this spiral and at the bottom there's this little area? Yeah, this kind of reminds me of that a bit. Do you know what I'm talking about? Slovak. Yeah. Yeah, I thought you would probably know what I'm talking about. No, that's way too big. Let's see. I want sort of a small warehouse building, maybe made of wood or something like that. Something that's probably gonna be easy to put down or to relocate when it comes to it. So let's see. I have together 600 hours in the truck sims, plus God knows how many in 18 Wheels of Steel and Extreme Trucker, so yeah. Yeah, I thought you'd probably know about that then. Well, maybe this one. I mean, this... Do you think that this fits? If we place this sort of somewhere along here, like maybe here, do you think that this fits? I'm sort of on the fence about it because on the one hand, it might... oops, that's not what I wanted. On the one hand, it does look kind of good down here to have another building over there. But what would they really use it for? Maybe spare parts equipment, that's a thing. That is a small, nice office. Yeah, that would work. Okay. So kind of putting that down over there. And then... Actually... 1 second. I'll go grab some of the boulders that I used over here. And see if I can maybe put those there. Well, containers turned into bunk houses / offices aren't a thing in this era, so having actual small buildings is the only way to go. Yes, that makes sense. Some of these. I don't know why it's that laggy back there at the moment. I think I said this last stream as well. Okay, so maybe some of the... Well, maybe if we piled some of them up. Actually, no, I have to look what's going on in the settings. Maybe if I turn this down to maybe 2.5 kilometers. Be right back, gotta take care of the meow meow. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so here we are. Now, do those look good? That's the question. Well, it might look a bit better if I instead put up the terrain and then gave it sort of a rock texture around these areas. Kind of to have it like these outcroppings that they haven't quite gotten to yet, maybe? I think that this way of doing it fits better because of the color of the texture of the rock. And this kind of feels like it's been placed down on top of the ground. It doesn't really fit that well. Doesn't feel like it's part of it. So I think I'll go with this way of doing it right now. Maybe they didn't mind that there because this isn't this rock is maybe a different kind of rock. So they're not chipping this one away for the gravel. So they kind of mined around it to leave it until they need to get through it to kind of dig around here, which they'll soon be at. So I think that's okay. Maybe have another sort of outcropping over here. Also, right, one thing I wanted to mention is, again, if you're watching this archived, then on Saturdays, now let me rephrase that sentence. I've put in another streaming slot on Saturdays. It's going to be from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. at least. That's the plan at the moment. And in that slot, we're basically going to do various things, like various games or projects. The first of which is Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, or RTC 3, as you can see on my Twitch page and schedule. So we're going to go through some of these scenarios, because if you didn't know, RCT 3, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, well, first of all, it was released in 2004, so it's quite an old game at this point, but it is such a great game, and the graphics really do still hold up. And I always only played that game in sandbox mode, but I recently did a test where I played one of the career mode scenarios, and it's so much fun when you unlock new rides or new things and you build up the park to meet these objectives. And yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's the first one we do, and we're going to play that until we've basically had enough of it, which will be either until either I or you, the viewers, have had enough of it, or until the game's finished. I think it would be the first one. Yeah, but after that, we can do other games or projects as well. I was also thinking of maybe live streaming some game development, although if we've only got 1 hour, that might not be a lot. Because if you run into some, it would only be some very simple games. Let's see, dumpster. Oh, it misspelled that. Dumpster. I think I missed out on the T. Anyway, yes, we'd probably have to do a very simple game, because with some of the more complicated things, you can easily spend quite a few hours trying to figure out the solution to one bug that's somewhere in the code. Like only today, I've been working on procedural mesh generation along some curves. Along some curves that are separate objects. And on that alone, I've spent quite a few hours. But if we do some more simpler games, like maybe ones where we already have, like maybe some first-person games, where we can already use the built-in character controller and just explore some levels, maybe do some puzzles, things like that. Might not take that long to program different things in that. So we can see and have a look what that is. But the first one, yes, the first one is going to be RCT3, which I'm really looking forward to, if you couldn't tell already. Right, so we need a dumpster. This dumpster is almost as big as the office. Actually, where should I place this? I think I'll place, I want to place it behind, because you've got the little windows and I don't really want to block those. But I think that behind that you might not see it that much. I'll tell you what, I'll actually put in a car park here, just a small one. I know that I wanted to put in a bigger one up on top, so sort of around here. But this is probably one for the rail workers or for some of the other people who work in the warehouses or who operate the cranes, things like that. But the people who work in the pit down here, the gravel pit, are probably going to park their cars somewhere in here so they don't have to walk down this entire way. So I'll just quickly go grab the chain link fence. Let's see, I wonder why it's lagging so much in this area. It didn't used to do this when we were building it. Huh. Well, maybe it's got to do with my cache at the moment. Okay. So, right, the fence. So if I place this here and make it come sort of up around here, should it go? Yeah, it should go. It should go all the way next to the road, because there isn't really a gradient going up there. There's really a cliff at this point yet, so it can follow along the road, no problem. Kind of going up to here, and then along here. And I will enclose this, just so that the cars are safe, that people aren't going to steal them. Alright, I am back. Hello Slovak, welcome back. Yeah, I was just talking about the Saturday streams and what the plan is for that. Because as you know, on Saturdays, I'm going to stream some various games or projects. The first of which is Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, specifically the career scenarios. And after that, we might play some other games, or I might stream some game development. But that we would have to do some really quite simple games, because you can, with developing with coding and things like that, you can easily spend hours trying to solve one single bug or issue without really getting much done. A lot of it is trial and error. But if we do some more simpler games, like maybe some way we can use the first-person controller that comes with Unity, that might be good. So yeah. Also, I'm just putting in a small car park over here. I think that this is probably an okay gate for this area. I see. That will be nice to see. Yes, I'm looking forward to it as well. So just sort of putting this... let's say... Actually, I'm going to put it back here, so we can have like a control point sort of thing almost, where like somebody drives up and then maybe gives the pass to the foreman or to the security guy to let them park in this parking lot. Alright, and this bin, I was going to place it inside, but it's actually... Why not? Let's place it inside. Yeah, because I actually, today alone, I spent quite a few hours trying, like, as I mentioned on stream, trying to make a procedural mesh generate along different curves that were connected, but there were different objects. And I was getting all sorts of seams and issues, and just getting the angle that the mesh needed to be relative to the point on the curve was really difficult, because with the points you don't really have any directional information. You've just got a point, a position. Actually, we can have it like this, so that the lid is kind of resting on the fence. Yeah, so that was a bit difficult, and what I ended up doing is I placed a new object at the point, made that look at the next point, and then used that point's that object's orientation to get the direction that I needed to put in the width for. Alright, so now I'll just grab some of the cars that I've placed down here, and for this we can use the group ones. So these ones. Because you're not that close, so it won't really be that obvious that they're in a group. I see. Yes, I'm glad you... Alright, but do you see, but do you also understand? That is the question. Okay, so it's just sort of over here like this. I think I do understand. Okay, I know we've already used this one with the rich kid in the town, and I don't really want to use that same asset again because then it obviously loses its uniqueness. I never tried making anything like that myself, so I can really only imagine. I see. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the the thing is, a lot of the time, if you're coding something, it can seem a lot more complicated and difficult than it actually is. But then, by the same token, also almost the same amount of the time, things are actually much more complicated than they seem. Like, for example, just making an object move along a curve doesn't seem that complicated, but then you find out that the way that you normally interpolate between values to get a curve actually generates the segments in different lengths, so it moves faster the longer it is, the closer it is to either end, and then you've already got more problems. Then you need to divide it into different segments and then measure each segment's length separately and then use that as a value to divide the speed by and things like that. But by the same time, it also goes the other way. We think, oh, making a teleporter is really difficult. You think, how am I going to do that? Do I need to do all sorts of things where I maybe put in an animation where it goes to the other location in the one frame, and then you figure out, oh no, all you need to do is just put in a trigger and give the script a position you want to take the player to, and then just overwrite the position with that new position, and that's done. So it's literally one line of code to do it without the trigger. With the trigger, I think it's well, technically you can write everything in in one line if you really wanted to, but with proper syntax, it's like 3 lines of code. That's simple, like legitimately. Simple complexity. Yes, exactly. All right. Let's see. Oh, I do want maybe put some garbage trucks down there also. Also, I have checked and I am definitely editing the root layer. Why do you say that? Do you not agree with the garbage truck? I think that looks good. You skipped messages above the oh right. Oh right, I did. But is there complex simplicity? Ah, yes. Right, I did skip that. Because I saw simplicity at the end. I thought, oh, that's the one I already read. But you're right. Thanks for reminding me. For notifying me. Yes, I think definitely there is complexity and simplicity. For example, let's see. I just want to figure out what I want to do next. Okay, I think I want to place down some warehouses up here next. Right, so for example, in that same example from before, where you've got the player that teleports tipset one legend to another. what exactly do you mean by that? I'm not entirely sure. Are you... why... Is that a reference, or do you actually mean that? Right, so... actually this... I think that's okay for the 60s. Yeah, so for example, in that same example from before, where you've got the player that so if you want to have a teleporter, so the player steps onto one teleporter pad, gets teleported to the other teleporter pad, then yes, that's quite simple. But then, if you want to have, you thank me for a reminder, and I reacted with a quote from the movie Rango. Ah, right, I've only seen that movie once in the cinema. I didn't get that quote. But yeah, I get it now. Yes, so that's quite simple. But then, as soon as you want the player to also be able to teleport the other way, so that if you want to have it as a two-way teleporter, so it teleports from one teleporter pad to the next, and also back, then you've run into trouble. It seems like it's very simple, and it is a very simple thing, because you just do the same thing. You have a trigger. If the player enters the trigger, its position gets overwritten with the position of the other teleporter pad. But it's not that simple, because now, when the player gets teleported to the other teleporter pad, that counts as the player entering that teleporter pad, triggering it, teleporting the player back to the previous one, which will then trigger that one as well. So then the player gets stuck in an infinite cycle of teleportation. So now, even though it's still a very simple thing, there is complexity in it, or rather in the solution, because one solution might be that you have a timer, so that the player can only teleport, so that when the player enters the teleporter's trigger, it can only teleport if maybe it's been 1 second since the player last teleported. So then you'd need to have a global variable or a static variable that both teleporters can check, that if they teleport the player, they set that variable to maybe 1, and then maybe the script for the global variable checks if the variable is set to 1, and if it is, it waits 1 second and then sets it to 0. And since the teleporters only check to check whether to teleport the player when the player enters the trigger, it won't teleport the player after the second has elapsed, because the player is already inside the trigger and hasn't entered it again. So that would be one way of solving that issue, but you can already see how it gets a bit more complex, even though it's still a very simple thing. So yes, indeed, there is complexity in simplicity. Yeah. Yes, I agree too, considering that I said it. Alright. And yeah, if I do stream some live game development, then you can expect quite a lot of that sort of thing. Yeah, probably 1 hour isn't going to be enough for that thing, unless we do it really, really simple a really, really simple thing. But that might be nice, especially because it could also be kind of an educational thing, not in a boring way, but in an exciting way where actually I want a bigger gate. I think I might actually use the same gate from below, just because it's a bit bigger. Yeah, but in a fun way where, because I remember, I think I touched on this last stream, but I remember when I first started programming, I always got to thinking, oh, how would this work in a game? For example, something very simple, like let's see, a door opening or closing. Because if you do that with an animation, then that's the easiest way of doing it. But then you can't have it interact with physics. because if you maybe have a game where you could throw items, and then if you threw something at a door, then at a door that's maybe slightly ajar, then it couldn't fully open, it wouldn't interact. So unless you maybe got the magnitude of the impact and then used that as the speed with which to play the animation and those sort of things. And I find that that's a really interesting way of looking at everyday things. Also, I think I'm just going to kind of make sort of this dirty, muddy area over here that's not really used much anymore. So I need to get a texture for that. But yeah, I think it would be fun. Yeah, I see. Okay. So, actually, no. I'm going to use the texture over here as a base texture for this, and then I'm going to maybe mix in some other textures that I just searched for, because I haven't really used this something that has textures like these. Definitely would be fun to watch. Well, I'm glad that you think that. Bleh, I'm glad that you think so. That's the sentence I wanted to say. Yeah, I think so too. As long as we don't get bogged down in bugs. Because then it's like, hello and welcome to this stream, whether you're watching this live or archived. Yes, we're doing some more game development now, and this is the 12th stream in a row trying to figure out bug number 23. Yes, I know it's a doozy, but I think that I'm fairly confident that we'll get it fixed this stream. I wonder if anybody would still watch me and watch those streams at that point. I think it might be fun simply for the hilarity of being stuck on this thing for so long, but other than that I doubt that it would have much value. Yeah, just of this kind of thing, and we'll probably put some grass down on that as well. Actually, and then if I search for timber, oh, what's this? JK Timber. Oh, it's just joking timber. Oh, well, I guess it was joking, because to me this doesn't look like timber. I was actually looking for some planks, things like that. Actually, I know what I can look for. I can look for a derelict. No, I misspelled that. It's derelict. There we go. Let's see, what's this one? No, that's a church. I doubt a church would look there. That timber is sand! Yes, it is. I mean, it did say JK in the beginning of it, like the start of the name, so I guess it was right. I mean, we could. I do want to put some of these old derelict coaches down, because these are actually American coaches as far as I can tell. But they wouldn't really make sense for them to be here unless the yard at some point was much bigger than it is now. But I don't really think so. I mean, some barrels would work. I find that barrels, you can often find some barrels just laying around somewhere in derelict places, or at least in movies. Let's see. No, this one has a fire in it. No, I don't want this here, because that would indicate that people are still using this place and they're using that for warmth. And I want this to feel really, really abandoned, torn down kind of thing. Not necessarily torn down, but abandoned. And having a fire lit here would kind of go against that. So I'm not going to place down too many barrels, probably. Although, who am I to say how many barrels are too many barrels? But, yeah, I'm trying not to place down too many. Maybe put a derelict bed, so like a bed frame over here as well. I have no idea how that got put all the way over here. Going for a junkyard. Oh, hello, Swidar Gaming. Welcome to the stream. It's nice to have you. Not necessarily. This is by the mine here, with the gravel pit. There's kind of this warehouse here, and in here, I'd want this to be like a really derelict place, like it was used for storage at one point, but it's really fallen into disrepair since then. So I know it looks like a junkyard at the moment, but I do want to place down some more things like maybe something like this. Maybe this could be an old foreman's structure, or not foreman, maybe some old warehouse or a thing like that. So something like this maybe. Because I do find that if a scene doesn't look very realistic, just put a bit of rubbish on it and there you go. And I know that sounds like I'm joking, but it's legitimately what is what's true, basically. I was here before as well. Hey. Oh, right. Didn't see you. Let's see. Oh, now you're listed in the users and chat thing. Yeah, that's not really very accurate. Okay. Yes, I didn't know either. You kind of snuck into the stream. Well, I suppose that's what happened probably. Yeah, maybe you could have like an old car. Maybe, no, the other one. One of the other ones. This one probably. Just back here somewhere. It was maybe parked there but never got... Oh, I just thought of a really sad thing. This car was parked here when this area was still in used, and the last maybe there was an accident here or something like that, and the guy who owned this maybe was hospitalized for a couple months, and then maybe he got some more money from in somewhere, maybe from an insurance claim, and then he didn't go back to take care of his car. So I'm going to name this car Still Waiting. It's just a really, really sad thing. You see it on the map, just Still Waiting, and then you look here and then you see that it's an old derelict car that's just sitting here. Although, saying that, that is a really sad story. I know it is, but saying that, it does look like there's kind of a mattress in here, which looks fairly clean. So maybe someone is calling this home, and the car does actually have a friend here. So maybe that's okay. Anyway. Yay, yeah. I mean, I do like to come up with these stories, but sometimes the story is just sad. But this isn't that sad of a story. Hey, I can place down an old couch here, kind of like this, so that there are people here. Actually, let's see. E.T. Schrott could be useful for this. Oh, well, thanks for the recommendation. I'll have a look at that after I've looked through some of the direct things as well. Let's see. I do want to quickly have a look through, see if there are some people who might fit here. Actually, campfire might fit well. No, that is too large. Also, it would be here in every single session. I mean, I could place the barrel fire, but I don't really want to do that. I think I'm going to leave it as is. Maybe some... I was going to place some more people here, but I don't really want to place too many people in here, because I'd rather place them in the sessions so that it doesn't look as static, and for nighttime sessions there won't be people everywhere in these places. So actually, yeah, derelict. Oh, it didn't type. There we go. And yes. Cardboard pile, nope, not really. Chair, no. Actually, why not? could have like an office chair here as well. So something like this. And I do want to place down grass on this area as well, because it's not like a junkyard that's actually still being used for something. It's just disused. Don't really need these things. Although electric motor might work. If we like had this somewhere over here like that. Fishing boat, probably not here. Oh hey, we found Indiana Jones. No. Garage, no. Alright, yeah, I think I will look and see if I have some ET shot. No, I'll have to look on the download station. Indiana fridge. Yes, exactly. So how have you been, sweetheart? I don't think I've actually asked you. So how have you been? ET shot is actually an an asset that's built in. What is this thing? Oh, it's a texture, I see. Schrottauto. Well, let's see. Let's see. I'll download Schrottauto 1. See what it's like. I've been doing good. Well, that's nice. Right. So now back over to ET Schrott. Yeah, well this looks a bit too modern, I think, because this is supposed to be the 50s or 60s probably, and this is a bit too modern for this era. But definitely a good shout, though. Okay, so maybe some crates as well. Actually, what's this one? A bit too old. ET Schrott is an object. Schrott. Oh, I see. Then why did it have the texture thing? Because if I go back to here, ET Schrott has this texture icon here, this thumbnail. Or did you mean a different object? Let's see. We've got the tomb crates, which I know sounds like I'm just talking about something in a graveyard, like coffins, but it's actually tomb crates. I have no idea, to be honest. Yeah, me neither. I mean, you're the one who brought them up. Yes, I'm just going to place some of these down here. Actually, that's really something that I should do, like maybe put in a church somewhere and then just have a coffin in the back and name that coffin Tomb Crate. Yeah, so just sort of some things like this. And then actually I am going to put in the grass now just so that I can see what it looks like. Scrap might be a good word to try search for. Yes, you're right, and I will do that after I've put down some grass. And I'm actually going to use this other grass splime, which I've put down in here, because this is actually... there's both. Oh, I see. Yeah, that would make sense. Texture and an object. Right, so I will... actually, is it still open? It is. So, oh, this one's obsolete. Probably this one then. Okay, well, I'll try this one. Alright. So actually, this, I don't know if I've told you this before, or if you know this, but this first baseboard here, this first one, is what I call an asset palette, which is what I do when I start a new route. I just put one baseboard down and make the scenery the way it looks good, the way I want the route to feel, so that I don't start building and then after hours I realize, oh, this route doesn't feel like I want it to feel. So I put down all of the textures and objects and things like that, choose which kind of track I want to use, and then basically use this as a palette to continue the route. And here I actually use this grass spline for these darker grass areas. But then, as I continued over here, I instead used this one, because I realized that although this looks good here, it looks a bit too short. I mean, in this area it kind of works because it's a field, but over here I did then preferred this one. But now, this spline is going to see some more use, if it fits. So yes. Up here. And let's see how this looks. Just double check. Yes, I am on the root layer. Whenever I say root layer, I always feel like I'm saying rude layer. Yeah. So just sort of across like this. Maybe some more over here. No. Well, yes. And then I'll actually put in some more of the soil. Hey, I'll actually put in some timber over here. Yeah, because this, for some reason, is called timber, this texture. And it does fit surprisingly well with this grass. Although it is not that high of a resolution, but the player's not going to look that closely to that anyways. Actually, what about this one? JVC grass texture. Ah, right. Do you remember this one? This grass texture? I don't know where it was used, but I remember that this exact grass texture was used in a root somewhere very, very long time ago. I don't remember where. Well, this one's too dark in this version of Trainz. That's the thing I've noticed with a lot of the textures. Even some of the higher resolution ones are just really dark. For some, oh, no, it's not dark. It's just really shiny. See that? I think that because I think it's a PBR texture in this, and so it thinks that it's really shiny like metal, so it's not very diffuse. Now that's really weird. Guess I'm not using this texture. I don't know where it was used either. Yeah, me neither, as I said. Right, so now time to check for the ET shot. Oh wow. Oh wow. So, Swidar, are you serious that you think that this fits in here? Is this what you meant? Because either you misremembered the size of it, or you're kidding me. Or you think that you think that it genuinely fits in here, like underneath the ground, like this maybe? Which, to be honest, yeah, lol, that is quite some scrap. Just drop it in the ground. Yes, exactly, that's what I've done, yeah. Because it does actually fit quite well like this, surprisingly. I genuinely didn't think that it would look this good. Even because of especially because of the low resolution. But it doesn't actually look that bad. I mean, even from here, it really looks quite good, actually. Maybe if I turn it a bit more, so that this is more like that. And then if I move it, sort of, then maybe move the crates somewhere out of the way a bit more. Trainz assets are magical. Well, yes, I think that they genuinely are. Because, well, not exactly genuinely, because that would mean that I would believe in real life magic. But the thing is that a lot of them you think are really low quality, they don't really fit, but then you put them in and it just all comes together. Probably because there are so many different qualities and styles of assets that you are kind of already trained to accept that different styles can work together, and so it looks really good. Because if you imagine this in a AAA game, it wouldn't look very good at all. But because in Trainz, for example, you've got this object which has got kind of this style, then you've got kind of this object which has this other style. We can see that it does have a repeating texture on here, and then you've got kind of this road which is quite odd, because if you place it down in this way, it's very flat, but the other way you can see the normal map quite well. And you've got all these sort of styles of assets that really fit together well, because you accept them to fit well together. So yeah, I think that this is looking quite well. Switter Gaming says, indeed they are. I'm not sure if I read that out loud already, but I did read it in my mind. Also, we've got one viewer who hasn't got an account at the moment, I think. Welcome, whoever you are. Welcome to the stream, yes. We're just talking rubbish, literally. Yes. So, right, what to do next, So we've got kind of this area. Maybe some forklifts would look good here. Let's see. Do you think this thing's too modern for the 60s? Might be a bit too modern for the 60s. Let's see. These little ones definitely aren't, though. Yeah, that is too modern. Although these little ones aren't, I think. The little forklift that could. They must have some really heavy elements back here to weigh it down. Like maybe some osmium or something like that. Just as a counterweight. Yeah. I think I'll actually leave it like that. Some strong forklift. Yeah. This one as well. Wow. Yeah, I think I'll put this forklift over here. Funny thing, the larger forklift has this tiny little pallet there, and this smaller forklift has this huge double stack Perron Industries, Perron Incorporated pallet. I wonder if many players will actually notice that. Like if they're shunting over here. Do you think anyone will actually notice this? Lol. Daniel and Cooler Daniel. Lol. Right. Oh, we've got a pitchfork farmer. No, it doesn't really fit quite that well here. Although I do think that this guy might fit really well if he was maybe doing some train spotting in a tree. I don't know where I got that idea from, but I think it might fit really well there. No. No, not this one. Maybe a different one. Ah, right, this one. Do you remember this one? This forklift. Oh, wow. I think this one was placed on the old Black Forest route. That was built in with some of the old Trainz versions. I think this one was actually used there. Actually, here's something about that Black Forest route. When I first when I drove around it, that route used to feel so massive. Like because I used to drive around it and just explore the scenery, and I was in one moment I was in the town, then there were some fields, and then I was in the middle of the mountains. It felt so huge, but actually I think that route's only like maybe 4 or 9 baseboards or something like that. Yeah, it's crazy how the perspective changes. Train spotting in a tree. I wonder. Yes, me too. Yeah, that is from TRS 2006. Oh, really? 2006? 3x3 baseboards, I believe. Yeah, so 9 baseboards in total, I think. Oh, that is a long, long time ago. Yeah. Didn't they have a roller coaster in the town where they put down those roller coaster tracks, and they had like a thing running on it, like a roller coaster car, a roller coaster train? Yes, they did. Oh, wow. I wonder if that works in TRS 19, that route. I doubt that it would, but it would be so nice if it did, wouldn't it? But the roller coaster didn't drive. It was static. Oh, right. Right, but there was a drivable version of that car, I think. Oh, let's see. Roller. Not quite what I'm looking for. Nope. Roller coaster. And actually I'm going to turn this onto thumbnails view, which actually in TRS-19 is a thing that can happen dynamically. You don't have to close the windows for it to update. That's such a nice addition. Yes, and there still is. Yes, good, I'm glad I'm not imagining that then. Do you think that this route here is a high quality route? Roller coaster with this thumbnail? I mean, it looks really good to me. I'm sure that it's going to be built in with the next Trainz route. Trainz version, sorry. But this one, this is the session for it. I'm not sure what it's called now, but I'm sure I could find it if I really wanted to. Absolutely! Yes, there is no doubt about it. Oh, wait, there's another one. Oh, right. Wait, is this the same one? Might be the same one. Don't know. Oh, right, I think I actually... Alright, this is the loaded one. Okay, so I'm going to place one of these back here. 110%! Yes, I wouldn't expect anything less. Right, so this guy's kind of putting some things over here. This sort of thing. This one. No. Oh, right, we've got the animated ones. Actually, might fit. Huh. Though I'm not certain if this would be that good here, because on the one hand, I could make it so that he actually drives into this little area and deposits the little boxes in there, which is really good. But at the same time, I find that if you mix static and non-static objects, it's a bit strange. It makes the static ones quite obvious, because if you've only got static objects, then you kind of imagine them moving in your mind. Like if you're reading a comic book, you can see the motions and people walking and doing things in your mind, even though it's static. And the same in Trainz. But if you put in one or two moving objects, then it's like your brain thinks, oh, so I'm not supposed to imagine there's motion. There's actually motion. And then you think, oh, but there isn't. These things are actually static. So I'm not sure if I should actually keep this animated forklift. What do you think? There are also objects that are people walking as well. Yes, I know, and I'm definitely going to place those. But I think I'm going to place those on the sessions because I don't want... I want them to be dynamic to each session so that you don't see the same guy walking there every session, no matter if it's raining or sunshine or day or night or winter. Well, technically not winter because this isn't seasonal, but that thing. So do you think I should keep this animated forklift or remove it? I'm going to leave this up to you. Unless Slovak says one thing, whereas says the other, in which case I will need to break up the tie. If you want to keep animated objects, use static WADs in strategic parking places. Yes, that is a good point. Although, thing is, I kind of like the action that these static objects are putting in. Like, this feels busy. Like, this guy's putting this in here. This guy's kind of driving out. This one's already got something. Well, this one's not driving, probably because it's not got a driver at the moment. Although you don't notice that, really. I say use the forklift. All right. So, okay. So, yeah, I really do like this. So, maybe... Maybe I can just leave it like this, because you're not really going to pay that much attention to it. If there's some, maybe if I put some more moving objects here, so then the other ones that are static won't really... Oh, this thing, this thing could look nice. Yeah, I don't even know what it's for. Oh, it's an unloading thing where the tracks are underneath. Well, no, then I'm not using it. But yeah, I think if I put down some more animated objects, like maybe an animated crane or something, the static ones aren't going to be that obvious. Let's see if I just search for animated... animated tractor, no. Nope. This thing. Yes. That's the perfect addition. It just really completes the scene. The barbershop thing. Oh. Actually, I might just put this here on the corner. Yes, barbershop. Where you get your haircut. Why though? Yeah, I think I'm just going to put it in as a joke. Like maybe 1.5, let's see, 1.5 meter, like maybe something like this. just sort of to put it in, kind of in the corner, just like this. I don't know why, but that's just really funny to me. Like, yes, it's a really serious thing, like accidents form must be filled in, incident prevention begins with you, that sort of thing. But, yeah, that is nice. Anyway, back to the scene here. Right, so we've got that. Oh, we've got a cement mixer. Actually, is this accurate to the 60s? Well, let me just see. Oops, that's some research I'm doing. 1 second. If you're wondering why, yes, at that moment, inventory management. Right. 60s. American truck. Let's see. Research for Minecraft? No, not research for Minecraft, but research on how inventory management is handled in games, like for example in Minecraft, for my own games, because, for example, whether you've got like a global inventory management script for each chunk, for example, for each region, and that handles all the different inventory lists for the different inventories, or if each object has its own inventory, which then could have different benefits, things like that. So that's the thing that I'm doing research for. Yeah. Which Minecraft is surprisingly helpful in that. So, let's see. I see, that's nice. Yes. So I think that this truck's okay. Maybe it's not exactly fitting to the 60s, but I think it's good enough. And it is another animated object, which I think does a lot in this area. So I'm actually going to place a couple of them here. All right. When you said research for Minecraft, did you think that I was secretly planning to start streaming Minecraft on Saturdays? Because I'm not, and that's serious response. Yes. Alright, we've got conveyor belts. No, that doesn't fit here. Oh, we've got animated cattails. Oh, these are the ones that you placed, Slovak, I think. Animated ceiling fan. Oh, a large one, like in a shed or something. I wish that I could use this somewhere. Yeah, lol. Alright, before that, never say never. Yes. Although in that case, that's the thing where you already said never, and then it's haha, so you said never. That's a bit boring. I wish that I could use this somewhere, but I've not really got a place for it. Like maybe if we did like a steel mill or something like that, where the train drives into the mill, kind of got those for ventilation. Okay, they've got the animated junctions, animated people. These guys, the one with the axe, these are also brilliant for making jokes with. Because you can just place them onto anything and then it looks like someone's trying to chop that thing down. Like, for example, oh, I don't know. You could just place the one... For example, you could place one over here by the water tower. I'm not going to do it here because it's too obvious. But you could just place one down kind of like here, like this. And then it's like he's trying to fell the water tower. I mean, well, if I put him, aligned him correctly. But yeah, these guys are brilliant for making jokes. But yeah, not really got any appropriate place for this at the moment. Oh, we've got some animated birds. Right. I think I'll place, I think when the route is done, I'll go over a pass through the entire route, placing down animals, things like that, but not at the moment. And this caterpillar, you got a lot of animated stuff from Eagleville. Yes, I know, I did. You can put one in the forest though. Yes, I can. This cat thing, it is good because it's animated, but it's got way too long of a track. I guess I could put them in the forest, but actually, I might put that in a session, because you hear the knocking, the wood, the chopping sound. Oh, this is really creepy. I don't know why this is so creepy. Just look at this guy. And in Trainz, look at... Is anyone else finding this a little bit creepy? Where did he go? Oh, he's standing right there. Oh no, look, he's a ghost. You can see the shadow, but he's a ghost. I know, it's because it's not rendering the origin point of the thing. But yeah, I think I'll put it in one of the sessions, because you can hear the non-animated, yeah. You can hear the chopping sound from quite a ways away. And I don't want to have that there in every session. No, these are the ones that I've placed down from before. No, not necessarily. Although, if they're going to be working here... Creepy. Oh no. Yeah. Either creepy or crappy, I'm not sure. It's an E, so probably creepy. But then, it's not a double E, so who knows? Maybe both apply. But yes, since the animated forklift is here day and night, I guess some animated people could also be here day and night. And I'll probably put down some lights here as well. Actually, maybe this guy. I'm with Sweder on voice, and he is eating. He is typing with one hand. Oh, I see. I see. That makes sense now. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna place too many people. Although, when I've yes. Although once I've finished this area here, I do want to put in some lights, as well, just so that I don't forget. Because the thing is that I find that if you, with one of my previous routes, I've made the route completely, I finished it, and then I wanted to put in lights afterward. So I thought that it would be good to just do a pass where you put in lights at the very end, but then it's just so tedious to do. I think it's better to do it as you go. Let's see. Him realizing that he misspelled some words is just amazing. Oh, really? Wow, kind of missing out then. But the thing is, if I did join in the voice chat, then people could hear you talking on stream as well. And maybe we can do that. Maybe we can do that sometime. But I'd like to prepare it first, so that it's not just randomly people talking. I'd like to do it from the very beginning. So it's like, hello, welcome to the stream. For watching this live or archived. And then you maybe just cut me off and say, hello, and then, oh yes, if you're wondering who these guys are, they're not just random people in the stream, they're actually from the Central Europe Development Team. They're in a voice chat with me, and they're going to stay here for either the whole stream or part of the stream. So, introduce yourselves. Or maybe, we have the wonderful, the amazing Slovak Eagle and Sweder Gaming. And then you've got, you can say hello. Yeah, we have a script. We definitely do not improvise randomly the entire time. Yes, definitely. I mean, improvising, that just wouldn't do. Oh, this one, I think, doesn't have an animated object. Oh, I think this animation is perfect for, like, a horror film. Like, this guy just walking back and forth. Like, if you've maybe got, like, an alleyway going back this way, and this guy is just kind of walking back and forth, because I think he stops in the middle and looks down this way. Actually, he just walks. You kind of see alien vision, this thing following him, and then, oh, well, not like that. But yeah. Oh, on the way back he stops, I think. Anyway, we can keep an eye on him as we go. Yes, we hold on to that script like it's our dear life. Well, to be honest with you, it is, isn't it? Yeah, who improvises, am I right? Hi, it's my 2-hour ETS stream with 5 people talking the most random stuff imaginable. Honestly, I don't know. Yes. Right, anyway. I don't really want to put that many animated people in here yet. I want to put in more animated cranes. That's this. We've got another animated truck. Oh yeah, we do. We have to put this one in. Maybe just this front one. So something like that. Animated windmill? I mean, probably not. America, yes. I mean, this is America, and it is in the 60s, so quite fitting, I think. Okay, so now I'm going to see if there's some animated cranes. Although I think I did have a look through these last time, some of them anyways. Let's see, this one, no, that one's not right. These ones are water cranes, a dock crane, no, logging crane, nope. Steam crane with base, nope. Let's see, this one maybe. Homer, in a village in Alaska, is a quaint drinking village with a fishing problem. Oh, where did you? Is that a reference of some? Is that a quote from something? Random fun fact of the day. Yeah, random fun fact. Yes. Kind of reminds me of the Airplane films, where the main character's got a drinking problem ever since his traumatic event. And it's like completely deadpan. It's also got Leslie Nielsen in it. And the drinking problem is whenever he tries to drink anything, he doesn't drink it, but instead he splashes it in his face. But it's completely deadpan. It's really hilarious. Airplane, I love that movie, haha, yes. Although Airplane 2 is just as hilarious, because it's the same, only with the space shuttle thing, yeah. And they actually got they got a Star Trek reference in there, because they actually got William Shatner to play the role of the moon base. And there's this one, there's this one, I mean, there are loads of, it really makes fun of Star Trek in a lot of ways, because, for example, there are all these blinking consoles in this thing. This thing on the floor, which I actually recognized was a prop that was actually used in one of the Star Trek films, in many of the TNG episodes. And he's like, oh, what does this thing do? And then he says, sir, it blinks. And then he looks at it like, good job, something like that. And then he's got like this periscope that he pulls down and he looks through, and then you just see the original Enterprise flying through, and then he looks really confused at the camera, I think, after that. Oh yeah, it's a brilliant, and the doors as well, where all the doors go like swish, swish, and it's like a guy saying that, like they've recorded a guy saying that sound, and then there's one door that does open, but it's quiet, and then they're like really, it's like a point that's made about it that something's wrong with the door because it's quiet. Oh yes, those films are really, really funny. Let's see. Also, hypothetical bonus points if you know what actually caused the disaster in the airplane in the first Airplane film. So in the first Airplane film, what made things go wrong? bonus hypothetical points to you if you know. And this goes to you too, viewers at home or at work or wherever you are. Yes. Right. Actually, I should save probably. Hi YouTube. Yes. Because this is going to be archived. Oh, right, this is the one. Why didn't I find it? Oh, right, because it's anime. I was looking for this specific crane, and I couldn't find it, because it's called animation, not animated. Oh no, it's not this one I was looking for. I was looking for a different one. This one says no animation. Reminds me of the scene in Madagascar 2. There is a blinking light in the cabin and Skipper asks for analysis. Kowalski tells him it is a blinking light indicating failure. Skipper asks for a manual and Rico gives it to him. Skipper then proceeds to smash the blinking red light. Oh yes, I do remember that scene, Kowalski then informs him that they are running out of fuel. That was the thing blinking light was indicating. Oh yes, I think that was the one where they crash landed in Africa. I think. The one where they actually got to Africa. What was it, like 3, I think? Madagascar 3? Maybe 2? Not sure. Yep, it was. I loved that scene a lot. Yeah, those kind of scenes they're always funny. I think you'd have to be a pretty bad director to mess those kind of scenes up. So I'm not gonna put any more cranes there. Maybe I think it's fine for now. Right, next thing I want to do is decide where the parking lot goes. I think, well, on the one hand, the parking lot could go over here, but there's not that much space. I think I think it might look better if we had the parking lot in here, sort of, in this area, kind of sandwiched between the two tracks, because then we could also have another crossing coming over here, and that could make this intersection look even more complicated, because it's not only two junctions that are also a diamond, but they're also a crossing. Yes, that won't be complicated in the slightest. Trackety track. Trackety track. Yes. Was that supposed to be a tongue twister? Not really, lol. Yeah, because it wasn't that difficult to say anyways. So it's kind of good that it wasn't supposed to be a tongue twister, because otherwise it wouldn't have been a very good one. Right, and I do need to add some more spline points here, because this road is quite it's what's the word I'm looking for? Quite rough with the edges. Haha, you have been bamboozled. Bamboozled. That's another interesting word, isn't it? Bamboozled. It's not a tongue twister. Alright, it's not a tongue twister. Ha, you thought this thing that might be difficult to say was a tongue twister? Ha, well you, good sir, have been bamboozled. It is not a tongue twister. You have been distracted. Ah, but have I though? Because, as far as I can tell, I'm still working on the route, and more specifically on the thing that I said that I was going to work on. So, have I really been distracted? I wanted to post this just in case. Ah, yes. Maybe if you want to travel somewhere, so you posted it just in case? Is that what you're getting at? Also, this means that we could have another road going across these sidings, which is probably... Oh, right, actually, we could have this as a point in some of the sessions, because if we do have another access road going to this parking lot, crossing over these sidings, we could have it so that when the player deposits hoppers here, they need to decouple them and make like a gap so that the road is clear, because that's actually a thing that they do in real life. When a train's blocking a crossing, they split it into, at least in America, they split it into multiple parts. Right. Also, here's a question I wanted to ask the both of you. Actually also Mr. W, but he's not here today. He's otherwise occupied. If you could go on any railway, either one that still exists or a historical one that's now disused, which would it be? What? What? If you're trying to distract me, it's not gonna work this time. That joke won't work without the image. What? Yes, exactly. Sweater. What? You are trying to distract me, I think. Alright, so I do need to have this kind of thing here, because after that time where I said you can't stop me, or it's going to be very difficult, and then you paused me and claimed to have stopped me, I did say that I was going to be more weary, and I guess that this is me being more weary. I'm trying to make sense of what he's doing. What I'm doing? I'm just putting in a parking lot. Not that difficult a concept to grasp, I thought. No, not you. What? No, what? Yeah, it would have been funny if you did actually mean me. Like, he's putting in a thing called a parking lot? What is this thing? I need to dedicate brain power to figuring this out. I am confusion. Sweater is having way too much fun, lol. Well, if you're not supposed to be concentrating on something, then I think that it's difficult to have too much fun. No, you, Eagle. No, you. No, you. Well, if you don't want to use use, then just not type, and stop typing use. You know. Well, actually I do know, but that's not the point. Uno. Well, you could use Uno, you, but then you'd still use a U. This is just nonsense. I'm crying of laughter here. Well, I'm glad that you're having fun. I'm having fun too. Places A +4 Joker. Indeed. Also, I think that I'm not actually going to have a fence here. I think I'm just going to have it open to the tracks, or at least on this side, where the sidings are, which would then mean that this should probably go a bit further. Haha, I won! Anyways, while Sweater is in another dimension, how are you doing, Sharadice? I'm doing good, thanks. I'm having a lot of fun with this stream, especially with what's going on at the moment. Yeah. How was your day, Sharadice? Yes, it's been good. A little bit frustrating, because I was trying to get some procedural mesh generation to generate around curves that are actually multiple objects, and then face in the direction of the curve with the local offset. And I did manage to make it work the way I wanted to, but it did take quite a while, but I am good. It was a very productive day. And Eagle in another galaxy. Yes, but technically another galaxy is closer than another dimension, or maybe further away if you count dimensions as being in the same place. So you could see that either way, as Eagle being further away and closer at the same time, which is an interesting concept. Yes. So I don't really know what to do with this area, because, depends on your scientific history. Yeah, kind of. Because on the one second, before I get into that, one question. The thing is, I want there to be, if I want to place sort of shrubs or grass here, kind of have this open to the parking lot here. But then it's kind of weird to just have the fence end here, or do you think that that's not, or do you think that that's okay if I just place some trees around there? I would say place some sheds and warehouses in here. That would work better. Yeah, I am going to place some sheds, warehouses back here in this area a little. But I do want to put the parking lot in here because it is a very centralized place. Because from here, you can easily get to this area working over here, and you can easily get into the mine. But yeah, I think I'm going to keep the fence like this. Yes, so the thing is that the original point of science, at the water tower, you could place some railway equipment like old or new tracks, or some tools. Yes, that's a great idea. Also sleepers, yes. Yes, because the thing is that the point of science is to objectively prove or disprove things, meaning that it wouldn't matter what your scientific background was, or any background, things would still apply, no matter if you knew them, that they do or not. But then you run into the issue that science as a whole and everything else, every idea and concept, only exists in our minds. Reality only exists in our minds, our perception of it. So that means that science and everything that science has proven and disproven also only exists in our minds, and thus does depend on your knowledge and awareness of it. So it kind of both exists independently of what your state of consciousness is, and doesn't, which is actually really interesting. Am I in a wormhole now? Well, I think you're the best person to judge that, and if you figure it out, please let me know. No, you are in a regular hole. You wouldn't fit into a wormhole. That is a point, that is a point. Why am I? Oh, right, because I've searched for sleepers. If I search for sleeper as one thing, might find some other things. I've seen a lot of that face in chat today. I do like apples, though. Yes. Apples and wormholes do go together. I feel like since the day I found your stream, I just slowed your root progress a lot. Well, I don't think so. I don't think so. Although, the thing is, Slovak, how would you... I mean, unless you watched the VODs, but the archive ones. But if you didn't watch the archive ones, how would you even know the comparison? Because you wouldn't know what my root progress was like before you joined. And by the way, which it wasn't much better, because I did get sidetracked a lot, even before you joined. Yeah. I think we all contributed to that factor. So you are human. So you are human-sized worm? Oh God. Oh no. Well, now I'm just imagining this like Tremors. Like those huge worms there. Although, yeah, but the thing is, yes, if I didn't stream this, the progress on the route would definitely be progressing much quicker. But this is so much more fun, because if I wasn't streaming, then I'd just be sitting here in silence, probably listening to some music. Yeah, but it'd be a bit, yeah, it wouldn't be that much fun. Well, it would be fun, but actually I think I'm placing too many ties now. Yeah, I'm placing way too many ties. I think if I delete these and put these over here. But yeah, this is so much more fun. I'm glad that we're doing this. Yeah, I agree with this being more fun way to build. Haha, yes. No, I think I am just placing too many ties. So I think I'm just placing these down like this, and that's probably it. You could build entire Toronto station with those ties. Sounds like Toronto station has a lot of ties in it. Actually, I'll quickly look it up. There's that reference material again. Huh, don't see that many ties here. I don't know what you're talking about. No, let's see if I can find a better image where you can actually see the track plan. Toronto station tracks, maybe. Yes, I would have to agree with you. There are quite a few ties here. Yep, you're right. Search for Toronto 1995. Alright, I'll do that actually. I really need to concentrate on my build, but I can't. This is way too fun. Well, I'm glad that it's so much fun. (1955), I mean. Toronto in the 1950s was the biggest station in North America, as far as I know. Alright. Yeah, I mean, still quite a few tracks. I don't really see that many great images of it. And don't really want to spend that much time on it at the moment. So like maybe a little shed here as well. You know, it's really surprising how many times I end up searching for the word shed. I'll just place that down for later use. Well, I mean, maybe that could fit. Maybe that could fit. Yeah, I would say check the route from TRS 2006. Oh right. That you mean that Canadian route with the? Do you mean the one with the with that steam locomotive, the one with the white tires, the one with the yellow lights? I think. Oh, it's been such a long time since I've looked at that one. Oh, I remember thinking that the water in that route looked really, really dark for some reason. That's the thing I remember about it. Is it me, or am I misremembering that? Or did the water actually look really dark in that route? Sorry, just need a bit of water. It was literally black with black texture underneath. Yes! I'm glad that you remember that as well. Rail. Let's see. Oh, which one's the newest one? Oh, this one's from 2020. Oh wow. And this one's this one's payware, not active. That's odd. This one looks like it might not be. I think. Oh, this is probably a session. That's probably why. That's probably a session. I think I'll download this one. Because that's one. I think that one was the one. Toronto Rail Lands 1954. Yes. Yeah, that's what I figured out as well. And actually, it probably won't take that long because my first class ticket is still active. First class ticket for the win! Oh, it doesn't matter how expensive it is. It speeds up the game. That's what they want you to think. Although, to be fair, it is probably what they do want you to think. And yeah, I think I'll probably place this building kind of in here diagonally and maybe put some stuff back there as well. I think that this is really starting to come together. There's obviously still a lot of work to do here, but I think it's starting to come together. Right. I think that these are probably enough sheds. Oh, one thing. Do you think that outhouses would be... that outhouses would fit here? Yeah, it's still downloading quite a bit. Oh yes, they would. Alright. Right. Let's see. I'm not sure if the old ones, these old wooden ones, would fit, or if the 60s it's more... Okay, here's a question that I didn't think I would ask today. Does anyone have a special knowledge about the outhouse technology of the 1950s or 60s? But seriously, if you do know what would be period accurate, please let me know. I do. Ugh. Yes, I know. Well, if you do, then go ahead, tell me. Ugh. Yes, I know. It is a bit disgusting, but hey, that's what we got ourselves into when we started this route. I don't know why, but I feel extra silly today. I have no idea why. No... Don't know what that means. Once it fills up, you gotta shovel it out. Yes. Yeah. Why do I only have... I know that this... here's another interesting sentence. Why do I only have this one kind of outhouse here? Maybe I've not downloaded some other ones? Yes, I think... Wait, actually, Sweda, are you still eating during this conversation? Because if you are, then I do feel a bit sorry for you. Not anymore. No? What do you mean by no? Should I start eating again? Well, it's really up to you. If you are still hungry and you're not disturbed by the placement of outhouses, then by all means, go ahead. I think all the food is gone back. Okay, so this is an interesting one. Interlocking Tower 5 outhouse. Is this literally an interlocking tower that's got the model of an outhouse? Because I think that that's funny. I think this one's got an animated door. I think I'll see if I can use this one. The SAP Outhouse 2 PBR. Yes, because that is what we really need. A physically based rendered outhouse. Oh, wow. No, this one doesn't have the door opening or closing. But I think this one's good. Okay, it's just... And actually, since we've got first person mode, we can actually simulate this. Only the near clipping plane's a bit in the way. Although I think that that's probably enough with the simulation. So I think I'll just place this down, and we'll be done with it. I think, oh, where will it be? Somebody once told me, yes, indeed, Shrek, yes. Aw, no. Wait, no, because you want the outhouse theme to continue? Or no, because of the Shrek reference. Oh wow. Just imagine the outhouses being placed down here, so that when they go do their business, they know that they'll have to dig it up eventually. I don't know why I'm in this mood, but I'm just in a really very silly mood for today. You skipped 2 of my messages. They didn't appear on stream for some reason. Oh. No, I didn't see them either. I think he just means no. Yeah, maybe your internet cut out temporarily when you sent them. I'm not sure. Yep, a definite no. Kappa, yes. All right. So yeah, I let's see where. I think I'm just gonna place them over here in this corner and be done with it. I did not expect to spend this long talking about outhouses on this stream. Although, to be fair, the only thing that reminded me of them is I remembered your stream, Slovak, where you placed the outhouses, and I thought, oh, those might fit here, and then you thought, oh yes, they definitely fit here, and then we got started on that. One of them was specific for the situation we talked about, but the other one can still be said. Here it is. Wouldn't it be fun to control rail traffic from the toilet? Well, saying that, there is the Trainz rail driver, I think it is, for 1 second, for iOS, which you could use. Let's see, parking, because I do want to actually put parking lots over here. Alright. Imagine having to hit targets to change junctions. Oh god, what is wrong with me? I have no idea what's wrong with you. I have no idea. Probably you're in too silly of a mood. And I think that I'm probably not helping with that either. Yeah, it's easy to get carried away with these sort of things when you're in a silly mood. I blame Swidar. Gulp. Yes, the blame has been cast. Oh god, no! What happened? He gulped. Yeah, he was just scared because you said that you're blaming him. Yes, exactly. I wish that these parking lot splines actually aligned to the terrain, like they had the non-fixed height spline points. I should probably stop. Yes, you should probably stop. That is a good idea in this. Well, not necessarily stop, but maybe just dial it a bit back. Well, here's a suggestion. To help with getting things back on track, he had too much cola, I guess. Yeah, probably. Oh, and in case you hear the banging, it's just the back door that's not, the back gate that's not closed properly, I think. No, you. Kwamel. Or Oamel. Yeah, so to get things back on track, what about the question I hear banging, but that is Sweater laughing and hitting the table. Oh, yeah, there is banging outside as well. How about the answer, the question I had asked before that you didn't answer, which is, if you could ride on any railway, both still in service or a railway that's not in service anymore, a historical one, Which railway or railroad would you drive on? That's not a difficult question, is it? I mean, it might be a difficult question, but it's not supposed to be a difficult question. Well, actually, Swedar, one more thing. That image, that little emoji that you put on there, like the guy who's holding his head in his hands with both hands, to me that always looks like a monkey holding his head. But just because of the dark hair, it just looks like a monkey that's holding his head. Also because of the fingers, like the... Is that me, or does that look like a monkey's face? Right now to placing cars. I would like to place some different cars here. Some cars that are not the ones that I always place. My message didn't get through. I have no idea. I mean, it didn't even pop up saying that the message was blocked or anything. I answered the question of yours with Orient Express. Oh, right, Orient Express. Yes. Although if you go on that, I suggest that you arm yourself, because I heard that the Orient Express is quite a dangerous train to go on. Although Orient Express is definitely an interesting choice. Although some of the Greek trains that go in the mountains, some of those have been closed down actually fairly recently, that are really, really amazing, because it's just like these craggy, rocky cliff sides that the train is going through. It goes through a tunnel, then out a bridge, into a tunnel again, and it's just such an amazing route, but some of them have sadly been closed down recently. Yeah, I heard there was a murder. Yes! I mean, can you believe it? No, not carrots. On the Orient Express? Yes, I know, it's shocking. Was it searched by Hercule Poirot? I think, I have no idea. I think it's Poirot. Yes, it was. At least that's what the newspapers claimed. No, I think I need to place the cars individually, or just use the objects that we've used before. Because the thing is, I don't have that many cars that fit into the 1950s theme, other than the ones that I always use. At least I don't think I do. Investigated, yes. What's this one? Oh, the billboards, right, that's a thing. I forgot. I wanted to add billboards. Beach cliff. Actually, what's that say? Sardines. All right, sardines. Oh, that's the one that you placed on the Eagle River thing. This one seems quite fitting. Concentrated gasoline. Although I think I might have placed that already somewhere. But that the one with the lighthouse, isn't that the one you placed on the Eagle County with the on the Eagle County route? Yes, yeah. Actually, let's see. I think this might probably be better turned like this, kind of, so that you see it when you come up like this, although it's not that obvious. Maybe sorry. Maybe have it a double side one, like, because they do tend to have them in these like triangles. Flying service. Oh, so that I thought that said flying surveillance. Yep, okay. Superfine brand. Huh. Okay, why not? And that's not a question for you. It's more, I couldn't think of a reason why not, so I'm going to do it. Alright, kind of like that. Might actually place a DeLorean back there just as a reference, because they did hide it behind a billboard. Is there a DeLorean for Trainz? Oh, how do you spell that? Oh, I have no idea how to spell that. That doesn't seem right. I always mess this up. Oh, actually, there is one. DeLorean. Oh, right. No, I did spell it right then. Thanks, though. Is this a drivable one, or is this not a drivable one? Might be a drivable one. Let's see. I might have a top secret story driven post-apocalyptic route. Oh, a top secret story driven post-apocalyptic. Oh, that's interesting. But the thing is, oh, it is an object, that's good. But the thing is that with the... I also get these ideas of stories that I could make routes for in Trainz, and but then I always think that putting it in the medium of a Trainz route kind of just restricts it, so limits it so much. Oh my lord, that fits. Yes, it does, doesn't it? It doesn't it? Wow. Needs bushes though. Yes, it does. It does. Although in the film it was only one baseboard that they hid it behind, not two. But with two baseboards, it's not that obvious. You can just kind of see a shadow kind of glimpsing through there. Needs some cover-ups. Yes. Well, since we're already here, why don't we just place some bushes? Might need to get Slovak in for that, though. But yeah, like I was saying before, I do have... I know this one's too big. Maybe the CL bushes. Well, these are some of the CL bushes. Yeah, I do call in the Bushmaster. Eagle! Yes. The thing is that I do Sambush. Oh, that might be nice. The thing is that whenever I get these ideas, I always think that the Trainz medium is so limited in the amount of people that it can reach, because if I'm going to put in so many hours into a project, into a story like that, then I want as many people as possible to be able to enjoy my work. So then I always decide that, okay, I'm going to use that as a game idea, or maybe I'll write a story about that, or something like that. Because just so few people play these kind of Trainz routes, and the people who do play the Trainz routes would probably, many of them probably wouldn't even see that session. So yeah. Although if you're fine with if you're fine with doing it for yourself, these kind of things, and you're not too worried about how many people can actually see your work and how much time and effort you put into it, and it's enough for you to have just done it for you and a few people who do see it, then that's fine. But for me, I really I want as many people as possible to have the option to enjoy the things I make, if they're if they're enjoyable. And for many things, putting them in the format of a Trainz route just wouldn't reach that many people. So yeah. Although I do like to put stories in my routes, but not. I just don't really make routes for the point of being a story. Although I am really excited now for your post-apocalyptic Trainz route. Actually, here's the thing. Do you know that there are... Write the cars. I was thinking, what did I want to do? Write the cars. Did you know that there are drivable people in Trainz that you can download? Like people that have an animation that are actually a locomotive that you can drive along on invisible tracks. Because I think that if you're making because I think that I've never actually come into a situation where that would have been useful. But I think that that's, if you're creative with it, that could be a really useful tool. All right. Wait, I wasn't listening there for a second. What were you asking? Sorry about that. Sorry for that. No, I just mentioned... I was just asking whether you knew that there was a drivable person in Trainz that you can download, and that's actually a locomotive that you can drive along invisible tracks, and it looks like the person's walking around. Oh, that, yeah. Yes, that. I've never actually been in a situation where that would have been useful, but it seems like a really useful thing if you're creative with it. The Japanese model railway did that. Alright. I don't really know which one you mean. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, right. Did it download? Did it finish to download the route? Oh, it did. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't even have a missing dependencies. Because I've just looked at the clock, and we've only got 2 minutes left. I know the time flew by. I have no idea how that happened. They did it to show off the details. Ah, yes. So in the last 2 minutes, let's just have a look at the old Toronto route. Because why not? Take this opportunity to get a bit of water. Oh. Wait. What's going off? Not off, on here. What's happened? Reset environment settings. Yeah, I was planning to do that. But that looks so strange. Oh, wow. And yes, right, there are a lot of tracks here. Ah, yes, much better. Yeah, lol. Although, that being said, watercolor... Actually, no, I need to select a point. I'll just quickly add a point for this. Watercolor. Just to see if we can get the look right. Oops, not like that. Let's see if we can make it a bit darker as well, because I don't remember it being that bright. Something like this. So now let's see. Oh wait, did they replace it with... Is that... Oh, this is dynamic... Oh, this is procedural tracks. Ah, I see. Oh, it's probably the old asset that updated. But you can see how much it lags with the procedural tracks on here, even though there isn't even that much detail yet. But yeah, that's probably just my thing. So, oh wow, I remember this. Oh, this huge roundhouse. I remember wondering how they got such a big roundhouse and being confused by it being multiple segments. Oh no, it isn't actually multiple segments. Oh no, this isn't this one. It isn't this one. This one is actually an object. I must have mistaken that memory for a different roundhouse then. Oh wow, yeah, it is really starting to lag now. Yeah, it has to be Mac only problem. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe it's just because my Mac is from mid 2015 and that's just too old to be able to handle TRS 19 for some reason. Oh right, this... Oh, I remember this station. Isn't it Station Terminus? Or something like that? Oh no, Union Station, Toronto. Or maybe that too, yeah. Oh, I remember this station with those blue glass with those blue glass waiting rooms. Oh wow, that's bringing back many memories. Also that billboard back there, I remember using that in some of my own sessions, not sessions, routes. Alright, anyway, I'm kind of getting carried away here a bit. Right, so actually I want to look, is that an industry? Yes it is, oil refinery, right, I actually use that. Terminal station, you might remember is European instead. Yeah, probably. Or maybe that too, yeah. So, actually, that is the end of the stream. Yeah, we've already gone 2 minutes past. So, it's been a silly stream this time. I know it has been, although that's fun. Oh man, it flew by. Yes, it did. I know it did. Right. Oh, so the next stream is actually going to be Saturday, 2 days time. Roller Coaster Tycoon. Really looking forward to that. Alright, thank you for the stream. Enjoyed it a lot. Oh wow. Yeah. Already 2 hours? Man, I will have outhouse nightmares now. Well... Sorry. I guess. Well, yes. So, yeah, and maybe we can actually get into a call for some time. Maybe that could be interesting sometime. Right, so, we're already over time. So, see you on Saturday. The stream also starts at 9, although it's 1 hour only. At least the beginning. It's alright. It was fun. Yes. Alright, then... well, thank you for streaming. It has been fun. Yes, I know it. I find it really funny. I'm trying to end the stream, but it's just not ending. Right. Saying that, I'm ending the stream in 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. See ya. Bye.